My first impression of you, right, is when I first met you at the YouTube event.
That was the first time we had a proper conversation, right?
Proper conversation. Yeah. And then I remember I saw you like entering the hall, right? The feeling is like, I really feel like I know you somewhere before. And 我觉得是 like 我们是怎么讲呢？这款的，在新加坡长大，听周杰伦的，玩 game 的
So far all hit 啦。
So how right? That's the impression I get. Then when I talk to you for like the brief 10-15 minutes, that's our first time talking.
Yeah.
That was the impression I got.
Right. And you know what's my impression of you?
Yeah? Don't say first. Because viewer retention, baby. He will say it later in the video. But for today, welcome to the collab episode. My first collab on this channel.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, suck that, Ryan.
So on the previous collab, you brought me around Bedok.
Yes,
to
correct.
The places that you grew up with.
对，我小时候吃的地方 like the hood 啦 my hood 啦 basically, yeah.
And now it's the reverse.
Okay.
And we are here in Jurong because this is the place that I spent, what, 20 years growing up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring you to 3 spots that I have had many times. These are the food that I grew up with, and I'm not sure if they're still good because those were loved by a much younger Alderic.
But like, what's the last time you ate this food?
Very long. The most recent one would be like 6 years.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, that one really childhood.
Some of them will be like, I don't know, 20 years.
Okay, will the middle-aged Alderic like what the young Alderic likes? That's what we're gonna find out in this episode.
Yes. So I'm gonna bring you to 3 spots, and we'll be heading there to our first spot, my favorite curry in the West.
Wow, curry. Choke. Let's go.
Our first stop today is at Nana Homemade Curry in Jurong East. I've eaten this at least 100 times. When I live in Jurong, every time we'll come and tap out this. Especially their mutton curry. I moved out of Jurong in like for 5 years, 6 years now. So I haven't had it since then. So I'm very excited. Hopefully it still tastes the same.
Bro, can I just say something before we start?
What?
This is my childhood food also.
Really?
Exactly the same store.
Also Nana, oh my goodness.
Also. So
oh my
goodness. Right, take the grab here, right, to eat at the same store in the West. I have something to state before we start, which is that in the later parts of my childhood, right, I did not enjoy the curry as much from Nan in Bedok already because it turned out to be quite spicy. Spicy to the point of a bit cool. So today I look forward because last time I always eat curry chicken, but this is mutton and it's a different. It's a different outlet.
Oh no!
Yeah.
The curry mutton is more spicy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Never mind.
From what I remember back then, right? Yeah. So 我们先分点饭.
Okay.
Yeah.
一人一半，感情俾算。Okay, can.
So the first thing I noticed, right, is right off the bat, right, the mutton is slightly overcooked. Cause like it's tender until like it's shredded already. Like.
It's not the style, huh? Or what?
Normally you want something tender, but like you can still see the whole cube.
Like a good rendang.
Exactly like a good rendang.
Okay, 我们 try 看看啊。But this piece is still very old, right? This
so
piece is still very
you might suspect that there are 2 batches as in 就是后来再加肉的。
Wow, you're like the food detective, really.
As in 猜啦 ，OK， 吃饭。
哇，
And I suspect this will come out a few times today, right? The nostalgia glasses, right, is just covering my eyes right now.
I hate to tell you that I have the same pair of glasses because I've had the same curry in childhood also.
This exact taste, right, or spice of the mutton curry, right, is like instantly I brought back to my old Jurong days.
Right.
I'm not objective today. I think you all should be able to infer from the title. There are dishes that you grew up with, right, that you cannot look at it objectively already. It's already tied to a memory of yours already.
Yeah. I once introduced a 板面 to a friend, right? Then he see it already. I say until very good 嘞。那他吃，他讲，这个是你以前小时候吃的啊。我讲啊，他讲你应该跟我讲。It's not very much to his liking because those are not impressive dishes that you bring a first date to kind of thing. But it's like things that you buy hundreds of times over the years.
And there's a certain appeal in that. There are dishes that 吃一次很好吃
Yes.
But 你不会再回去吃了 But then there are dishes that 哇 4 times a week, 5 times a week 就是 default 在家里要吃什么就吃那个什么了
Right. So with your glasses on, how do they taste?
I try to be objective. I try. The mutton that I thought was quite overcooked, right, actually still have a little bit of chew. I was worried that when you bite in, right, it just disintegrates. Then I don't think it's very interesting already. This one still got a bit of chew. I like that the curry has body, and like I said just now, the mutton curry is on the spicier side. I don't know how you feel about this. I feel it's still acceptable spicy, but leaning spicy side.
I think this outlet better than Bedok. honestly, because the Bedok one to me was spicy until 它变成一点苦 already, a bit bitter already. This is actually very good. And I think the most unique part about Nan Nan curry is the curry itself.
Yeah.
I think no matter whether is it a chicken or mutton, I still feel that their curry, if you do a like blind tasting, I probably can identify the store.
There is a very highly rated factor in my opinion. If you can eat a dish, right,
that's true.
you eat a Hokkien mee, eat a Ban Mian, eat a whatever you have, right, and then you instantly know that it's that one, right, it's not easy to do.
I think it's because like the 椰浆味比较重是吗? The undertones, like you said, it has a much robust body. Like it's not so like 追 one. It's almost like semi between paste and liquid kind of thing.
I don't like, as in to each their own, right, but I don't like watery curry. I like a little bit of body one.
I think I can appreciate both, but I really like this. And the kangtang is perfection.
Yeah.
The kangtang
and also like if I just cut it like that, right, it just comes right off.
Is it fried beforehand, the kangtang?
It's good practice. It's good practice to fry beforehand.
Like flash fry it or something.
It's more fragrant. And it's more robust so that it can stay in the pot longer. And then when you fry the potato, right, then you go and blend the fried potato into the curry.
Oh, as a thickener lah.
So also got body, also got potato 的香.
Oh, wow. When are you gonna restart your home cooking videos?
Oh, I read guilty. I read guilty.
My wife say, if you Alderic make more home cooking video, I'll definitely watch. Because I told her that you are a home cook first.
Yeah.
Before you're a food reviewer. Yeah. If you want, you can leave it in the comment. Yeah. You can request.
I don't think many people know this.
Really?
Not like,
sorry.
I've been on YouTube, as in I main YouTube for like 3 years now. I would say 3 years now.
And main is such a gaming term. Like last time I main Warrior in Maple Story. An old school. Okay.
Yeah, I main YouTube for 3 years. Before that, before YouTube, right, I main TikTok. And I cook a lot on TikTok. I don't know how many people know.
I think it's damn funny. It's really quite 缘分 because 我小时候也是吃这个. Then the first dish you tell me Nan Nan curry, then I was like, is it the same? Then I never even searched. Then I come here, I see, oh. Then I taste, right? I taste, I know it's exactly the same factory 的了.
What I told you all just now, right? 怎么讲啊？这款的. But this is the curry, right? To give a twist, something that I would do, right, is just nice beside this Nan Nan curry, right? It's a very popular prata. Enaq prata. Always in like the top pratas, right? Sure, people will mention.
I wanted to try the prata also.
Yeah.
Walao, it's damn 巧 because Virus and Outcast they reviewed recently and they
won,
gave it
right?
very high.
Yeah.
I was like, how I would never come to Jurong just to eat a prata.
Jurong
and you tapao Enaq prata.
So the next up we have, okay, we will put this aside first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, sick.
We have the Enaq. So what I would do, something a little naughty, is that I'll tapao the prata and don't use their curry. Instead, I'll use this curry.
That's not respectful. Okay, sorry, can I ask why?
Cause this curry very good. And I love this curry more. Not to disrespect their curry, but because prata curry, they have to bulk make because they have to give for free It's not like a chargeable item. So the ingredients in it is lesser and it's usually more basic. It does the job with prata, but if I can have this curry with prata, then...
It just reminds me of your recent like chicken rice finale video. Then some people say, hey, it would be best if you can take like this favorite chicken from this shop and then combine your favorite rice. But I actually disagree.
I disagree. Wow, I disagree. I didn't want to say in the comments because like, I think it's a bit harsh. But you say why you disagree first.
Because I think everything is made with a certain intention. You cannot separate the intention.
I think it's disrespectful.
Like what you do here.
Yes, yes, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Hypocrite LG. Aiyo.
Hypocrite on screen, yes.
Yeah.
我设陷阱, I put a trap, then you ding.
Yeah. No lah, but if I eat for fun, maybe I'm okay with doing that. But if like I'm gonna put them on camera and I'm gonna judge them and I'm gonna say who is better, right? Then I don't think it's that right lah.
Okay.
Give me a little bit of out lah, 让我好下台啦. Okay. Let's move on to the prata.
Itadakimasu.
One thing is I saw their price, I was quite shocked. 猜一下它的 price.
2 plain
one plain, one egg.
1 plain, 1 egg, 3块半, 350.
两个一起啊.
No, actually should be more than that. If they are famous store, $4.
Close, 420.
420.
Plain 6.
Yeah.
Cello 2.2, which is quite expensive, but 很厚. This is like the amount of dough for 2 pratas.
But you know, I feel like now, right, there's a minimum cost to things due to rental and operating costs. Not really like ingredients anymore. Whether you are using mutton or flour, there are some common costs. Anyway, I'll try the prata plain.
Yeah, actually true.
Wow. Wow, their prata bomb confirmed very nice. Okay, now let's try the bastardized combi. Fusion. Wow. Wow, sick. Wow, sick.
Come on, lovely.
Okay, I take my words back. The chicken rice thing might work. Wow.
Huh?
Wow, 变态变态.
I feel like this is like a bit of new school prata. Cause right, when it comes to prata, people normally split to two camps. The soft fluffy camp and the crispy like a biscuit camp. But because they have made it so thick, and I think they essentially deep fry the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Cause the oil level needs to come up to cover the dough so that it can crisp up. And when it's so thick, you need a lot of oil. You get both the fluffy inside and the crispy outside. Is it a bit of cheating? Not for me to tell. I'm not a prata authority, but it's nice. When they do it like this, right, so thick, so tall, right, and like in this manner, right, 有点像葱油饼.
I just wanted to say the exact same thing. So this is one prata. I think this is quite a very, very strong compliment. It's a prata that I might be able to finish without curry.
Wow.
I still prefer curry with curry, but 它本身就很香. Like the itself, it has so much flavor in it, and it doesn't have too strong of a very, very oily or margarine flavor. It's just really the taste of the dough is very nice, like chong yu bing, like you say. And because of the pairing with this curry, right, this curry has a lot of body. It latches on the prata quite well. And wow, you are really right. I think this curry or this combi is something that you need to try.
Yeah,
it's very unique, very unique. I think it will do well as a bomb also. Bomb prata, because I think the dough already very nice already.
I was thinking, the specialty or the pattern pratas, right, should be quite nice. When you have like this kind of thick dough, right, with so much space to put more stuff, right, I think it will take it on very well.
My sister always say she thinks prata should be just plain. After a while, right, I agree with her.
No egg.
Yeah.
No egg. Your sister is 姐姐. How do your viewers call her? 红姐姐, right? Oh,
you see the auntie, right? The Amaan, right? See her also call her 姐姐. That's the most hilarious part. I agree with her because I always think that egg gets overdone in prata. It forms a kind of texture that you don't want. Like 那种有点绵 I don't know how to say, a bit spongy style thing.
Especially the egg yolk.
Yeah. So if you do it in the form of plaster, it's nicer because you can poke it open and let the yolk drizzle over. Yeah, or you have it separate. Like I do agree with her more and more.
Wow, this is highly contested. Highly contested. No egg is highly contested.
I think subjective lah.
Yeah.
Highly subjective probably.
Yeah.
Oh, but this prata really quite good. I really like it.
So that was the first spot, and this was the one that I ate the most. The one that I ate since the youngest. The next one is when I'm a little bit older.
Teenage Alderic.
Yeah. So today is like re-exploring the lore of Alderic. So the next one is for my university days.
阿莲白米粉 You know 阿莲米粉, right?
Yeah, of course.
Who doesn't, right?
Okay, we'll see you there. We'll see you there.
Right.
For our second stop, we are at El Amaan. This is the notorious stretch outside of NUS.
What do you study? Food science.
I want you to guess.
No, I know. You say something, you did some programming thing, right? I think computer science. Then you gave out
I give you fair lah. I give you two chance, two life.
Okay. I think computer science.
Deal.
Really? Yeah.
One more life.
Second one, engineer.
Deal. Game over.
So I will never know the answer.
Dun.
Become member, then he'll make a video about it.
The answer will be at the end of the video.
Okay.
Anyway, we are at El Amaan. This will be familiar to all the NUS students. And my staple order here, be it after studies or after my CCA, will be Kampung fried rice, because I really like what they add in their fried rice and their chili. This chili is very spicy, and because young that time can eat a lot, so my side order will be butter chicken to add on top of this.
Wow, face this one, I look, I gain calories already. Can I ask you, what is Kampung fried rice?
I don't know.
Okay, the only thing I noticed in all the Kampung fried rice I ordered before is that sure got ikan bilis. Don't have means I think it's wrong already. But the Kampung fried rice I had before, right, largely is spicy on its own without a side chili one. So like they 把那个辣椒炒进去 or something, they fry the thing inside. Yeah. So I think this is very interesting to me.
A small amount, not like the whole thing very spicy, but like it's like that lah.
It's slightly spicy lah. Okay. You take some first.
Yeah, please.
Take your NUS days portion.
我觉得炒饭 is one of the highest skill level dishes.
And I think you can eat it really like almost every other day. I feel.
Just now when it came, we talk about this when the cameras weren't rolling, but they cup it like they made it very nice and square, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's not appetizing. For a 炒饭 dish, right, you want it to come like this.
Yeah, actually true. I don't know why, but once you say that, I immediately identify with it. Let's try. Let's try now. Later I have another complaint about 炒饭, I think.
我小时候是幸福的。
I'd like to hear you talk about this dish. I'm genuinely curious.
Anyway, let's eat this first.
Oh, thick zap on the rice. Let's try it. Wow.
The thick stuff reminds me of when you put Kewpie mayo on Japanese rice.
Oh,
Like a creamy thing right on top of rice right. I like this texture.
I like
Somehow.
the fats ah.
Yeah,
Then you like the katsu, the kind where they put the mayo on top.
100%.
Oh,
Kewpie mayo, Kewpie mayo,
yeah, Kewpie mayo.
make everything better.
Yeah, Kewpie mayo is the ultimate mayo.
But coming back to the fried rice, 我小时候是幸福的。
What do you mean by that? Elaborate.
I remember the taste. I remember the taste of this fried rice. And I will say that this fried rice is seasoned very well. All the rice right 很够味，有鸡蛋的味道，有干贝的味道，你不会觉得那个 fried rice is bland. But now knowing more about fried rice after starting cooking, I would say the fried rice texture is quite bad. 有点太 it's separated, but 有点太绵 and 太 soft. It's not fun to eat as fried rice, especially coming after the chicken rice series.
Is it a bit broken, the grain?
Very
Very broken.
Like it's on the and it's already on the softer side and 有点绵了。But 为什么我讲这样多？我是要听你讲。这是我的
childhood. To listen to you.
This is my
talk about food.
This is my childhood.
Okay, to be very honest, I think it's the nostalgia lens quite strong.
Yeah.
Nostalgia lens quite strong. I think not bad, but like you said, it's too mushy. So I have a pet peeve about fried rice. I actually don't like the Din Tai Fung style fried rice. I am a strictly like 金马 fried rice style person. I like the 芝叉, the wok hei,
wow.
Yeah, to me, Din Tai Fung is the egg coated one. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. The Taiwanese style one. Yeah, I know people who like it and they will take me to court for this. But to me, it's like I don't really like it. I like the 金马 style. This one actually, when I close my eyes, I eat right, tastes like 华人炒饭. It does taste like Chinese fried rice. But the only difference is that I think using ikan bilis in fried rice is rarer within the Chinese community. Am I right?
Silverfish 一干bilis 就没有，银鱼炒饭就有。
Yeah, so that's what gives it away as a Malay fried rice dish. Yeah, but 它的那个刚刚讲 is actually 挺香的啦。So that one not bad. 啊，那个 chili 没有你 brief 的那么辣了啊。
对
，so it has reduced in
少很多。我可以这样吃，以前不可以这样
很辣，但我吃了讲，哎，是你不可以吃辣，还是这个变不辣？
I think I have this impression that 这种chili with fried rice right normally very spicy, not just this taste. Like 这种 color right and with fried rice normally super spicy.
But I actually like to eat the chili padi with fried rice. The cut chili padi. I think damn sure.
哇
I suffer later 啦，进去没有问题，出来有。
But 我等下炒饭不好 right， 你放那 butter chicken 下去 right， 我觉得 very forgivable.
I get what you mean. Actually 你很喜欢乱掺东西哦。刚才第一个你讲那个 Enaq Prata， but then 配那个。 华人的咖喱，人这个你是 butter chicken 配 Nasi goreng， 我没听过人家这样配耶。我觉得这个
I think this is like my first roots or like my first sprouts that I was going to be a foodie. The top thing I love to do at international buffets, right? Is that 我喜欢拼。
哦。
So like they have
your go-to like 你配。
So they have like Chinese stewed chicken and yogurt mint sauce in another station, right? 我会 just 去配， then 我还去。 我有时候小时候还会去摆盘。
yeah. Actually, I like to 摆盘 during international meals.
That's like I want 一盘 like 很美嘛。Then let's say like there's another protein 啦 like roast duck 啦。我会去拿那个 orange jam from 那个 bread station 去放 as a.
But that's quite French, right? Like orange jam with duck. I think that.
以前我很 poser 的啦，But yeah, that's what I'll do 啦。 Last time in
do I mix that? Okay, one of the weirdest mix that I find people do. But then after that I eat right, I find it's quite legit. It's McDonald's French fries and the ice cream.
They're damn nice. Then
my friend will go and dip chili some more. But I find that it does work. It does work to a certain extent. You can go and try. But the French fries with the vanilla ice cream really does work. And the other thing that blew my mind, my guilty pleasures is ROYCE the chocolate potato chip. Have you eaten ROYCE chocolate potato chip?
That's chocolate potato.
You haven't eaten it before, bro. That's the weirdest combination that I love. It's like got ridges one. Then 它是整个 coated in chocolate, but then it's in fridge already. So 你拿出来it's not like liquidy. It's already solid chocolate.
I see.
But the chocolate is dark chocolate. And the potato chip is still crispy.
No, so it's like fondue potato chip.
Yeah, correct. But they already prepared.
But it's already 硬掉了啦。
Correct. Oh, you haven't had that? Okay.
Then 里面还脆吗
？When's your birthday? 不用了。After this or my.
Very soon after this video, I think. Very soon. Oh wow, 脆呀！里面还可以脆。
Yes, but it's not the kind of like ready potato 的脆啦， but 它不会软啦。I think to say 脆 is an overstatement 啦。
Oh.
Okay, later we go and buy. actually 是不错啦，这个 fried rice
不错不错，
是不错。
你现在叫我吃的是
just 一个不会拿 3 plate、2 plate or 1 plate 啦，就是有时你饿的时候就拿这 plate 来吃就对了啦。
我觉得你跟 friends hang out 来吃 supper 喝一个 date right? You won't mind too much.
The fact is that it's so hard to organize such outings when you reach this age.
要讲这样，不要讲这样心痛的事嘞。
没有，真的，like I used to go date with my friends.
是因为是真的 ，that's why 心痛吗
？Yeah. Like once every week or more. 现在是没有 zero.
I'll just 做 daddy mommy 啊。When was the last time you all saw your friends?
哇 You tell me not to go so 心痛 and then you land this statement. What's that name, bro? Spare a thought. I can hear you breaking.
That was my university days. The nostalgia tells me that it's still decent. But I know like objectively, there are better fried rice out there. But for the next stop, wow, I realized today's food are very revealing.
Very what?
Revealing.
Like what? 他穿很少啊。
The next day, the next place that we're visiting is the first food review video I've ever done.
Wow.
It's already off the internet.
Why?
I made it for fun. It was not for content creation. I just wanted to shoot and just talk about the food.
But you don't have to remove it from the internet, right?
It's too lousy already. It's too cringy already. It's too cringy already. Oh my god.
Oh my god. If you get 1,000 members by this month,
No. I will bring you to the place, the dish, right now.
Okay, we do a middle-aged version of the review. Let's go.
1. 走饭
That day I bring you one also got one close. Remember the bak chor mee? 缘分来的。Now you have to find a last-minute replacement.
如果在这边的话 right， 如果这边关了就一个 substitute 而已，这个你一定有听过，哎，很多人不喜欢。
I doubt.
我们走
Really?
我们走，就是这个地方了。
噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔。
For the last stop of the day, we are at Boon Lay Market. And the one that I wanted to go, the place where I shot my first ever video, not even YouTube video. I don't think that video went onto YouTube. It's really shoot for fun one. I believe I upload on my, I don't know,
Wix, I don't know what was that. MySpace.
Blogspot. The Blogspot. That was Ho Huat boneless duck noodles. But because it's closed, then we are here at a very controversial Nasi Lemak.
Why is it controversial? Nasi lemak to Nasi lemak.
Because this is very popular. In terms of popularity, right, in Nasi Lemak, right, this must be top 3 on the island.
Oh really? Yeah. Wow. Okay.
In
Yeah,
terms
but
of
makes it cute. Yeah.
popularity. But so many people say that it's not worth it, that even though it's very popular, I left it out of the Nasi Lemak series. This has never happened before. Normally the popular ones, popular ones are gonna have haters, right?
Yeah.
But they still have their own fan base. But this one, so many people voted against that, I couldn't go with it.
So where you explore totally depends on the ratings,
100%. On the
really,
comments. 100%.
Really, huh? Oh, okay.
And those of you who watch this channel, I will repeat it to you all many times, I don't exercise discretion. So when I come to a best series, right, it needs to be the best. And the most reliable way to get that kind of data is
crowdsourcing.
It's crowdsourcing, it's big numbers.
Okay, I didn't know that you don't exercise discretion. That means like purely the top 3 numbers come in, then you go for it. Okay. Yeah. So you all know already, create fake accounts. Okay, let's start.
I scared one day,
yeah, people will totally do it. My 水军 in China, they say 水军.
Yeah. Okay, I know that relevant. Yes.
I don't think people so crazy. Okay.
So we have the chicken set, Nasi Lemak, that comes at 450, but the extra chicken wing is 250.
Wow.
小贵 right?
Okay, to be honest, right, that time I go Changi Village Hawker, I think I buy just the chicken wing because I really like the Muslim style chicken wing one.
Yeah.
Because the Huangjiang fen is very prominent normally. Yeah. I think it's also more expensive. You cannot benchmark it to like the Chinese barbecue chicken wing or the 金鸡米粉 kind one. Yeah. And the chicken wing looks quite nice.
Okay.
Try. 我第一次 try.
So Nasi Lemak 最重要的是
Lemak.
Lemak. The nasi need to be lemak.
Wow. Okay.
Eh?
Oi? You want to shoot your Nasi Lemak series?
Oi?
I try chicken wing. Chicken wing first. Cheers. Wow.
可以啊。
哇
It's been, this one will be very long since I last had.
So no nostalgic glasses lah.
Yeah,
right?
Jurong don't have. Because even when I was staying in Jurong, right, this is not something that I will commonly order.
Yeah.
But, not bad. Not bad.
That's it, guys. Last stop.
Not bad.
I think the rice is fatty enough,
Yeah.
but it's not fragrant enough. Like 它的那个 pandan leaf 可以再重一点。I see. To be fair 啦，I like those like exploding fragrance 的。Like I can smell the nasi lemak before I eat it 这个我觉得闻不到啦。
是。
然后那个鸡翅膀我觉得挺好吃的。The chicken wing, right? Even though at 250, I think I'll order it because it's really juicy. So one of the biggest problem is that sometimes they fry until it's dry, ma. Then turmeric taste is normal, slightly on the low side in the Muslim chicken wing zone, I think. Yeah. Overall, it's very crispy. That kind of crispy is very refreshing. Almost feels like even some fast food cannot deliver this level of crisp.
I will say that we came at a very good time.
Why? They just fry.
I believe this hasn't been fried for very long because inside is still warm.
Oh,
and then chicken wing on the shelf, it doesn't take like 20, 30 minutes for it to be like room temperature.
Yeah.
We came in where it's still crispy on the outside.
Yeah.
Inside still juicy, inside still warm.
But it's good that they are very popular. So the liao will sell out, right? And then they have to redo.
The turnover is faster.
My mother always tell me the place, if the business is good, right, the food will be nice.
Yeah.
Because the ingredients keep replacing. It's like 现煮现卖, 现煮现卖, 现煮现买. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Especially for fried chicken.
Yeah. The sambal okay lah, normal lah.
The rice, a tad salty for me.
Yeah. Oh yes, correct.
A tad salty for me.
Yeah.
And like he said, the 香味 of the fragrance of both the pandan leaf and the coconut milk is not as strong. The chili, good ingredients. You can taste the tamarind 很重，都是有料的。A lot of the nasi lemak chili, right, is all mostly sugar. 就是带一个甜味 right, 就没有什么了。这个还 you can taste that there are layers to it.
Actually, one thing I wanted to say also, I think their 花生 quite nice. I don't know if it's a thing for people, but for me, the peanut in nasi lemak actually quite important. I hate the places, right, where the ikan bilis and the peanut are charged separately, so you can have it without. I don't think that is a dish. I think it needs to have the ikan bilis and peanut.
Need to come together, right? It's part of the dish.
It's like I sell you the fried chicken and the fried chicken skin separately. When you have the chili together with the rice, then the rice saltiness does not stand out so much.
Yeah.
Because the spiciness and sweet come to cut.
Sourness also. Just a bit of sourness from the tamarind. Okay overheated lah.
This is the first time I heard this term. Overheated.
Overheated lah.
It's a lot of hate for this store, huh?
A lot. I tell you, a lot of people like, you go everywhere also can. Don't go to Boon Lay Nasi Lemak.
Really? Yeah. Is it because their attitude? Do they have attitude? I didn't buy it, so I don't know.
The uncle damn friendly.
Really?
The uncle still quite joke with me. He said, wow, your camera nice We do barter trade this Nasi Lemak for your camera.
Really? Yeah. You say 1 day's earning. 1 day's earning with trade. But it's like, what's there to hate?
Normally popular things
just
but maybe this one a bit disproportional. But like since we see here, right, still got people.
Hey, the queue is perpetual. I always see queue at this store. So for those of you who wanted Alderic to review this nasi lemak, finally you got your wish come true. Much later than you expected.
I would say 1
1 out of 10
1 plate
1 plate
1, maybe 2, I don't know. I need to go cafe o'clock to figure it out.
Can you do that thing one more time? Like 1 plate I do I've never seen it live. Just curious. What do you say?
I say lah.
Do you think that the hardest part of being a food reviewer, right, is that your review stands for that moment that you had it, but you don't know the next day, the next week, or the next time the uncle 心情不好, maybe he add double the soy sauce or whatever, and the dish is ruined. But consistency, you cannot test for a consistency unless you eat 10 times in a row across different months, right? I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
That is a challenge. The bigger challenge is making the audience understand that the subjectivity in food.
Oh, yeah.
In order to recommend you a nasi lemak that you like, I need to break down what kind of rice is your preference. To just jump on just elaborate on one point only lah. There is a new school and old school of nasi lemak that I observed. New school, right, they like lighter rice, coconut fragrance, but not lemak. This you will see in Village Park, you will see in the nasi lemak shop in KL. I don't know whether they have changed it since. The old school is obviously nasi lemak. Lemak is fat. Rich.
Yep.
Lemak is not like literally fat, but it's like rich and unctuous. So I need to know which school are you before I recommend the nasi lemak that you like. While it's easy to say that, taste is subjective, everybody have their preference, right? The food reviewer's job is, despite that, I bring you closer to the dish. I use my words, I use my camera in a way that you as a diner will identify what food you like.
I think you do very well in that, to be honest. Because like every time I watch your channel, right, like sometimes I describe food, I am very guilty because I'm not a foodie. I must make it clear, I'm not a food blogger. So every time I say like, oh, 这个很好吃，这个很好喝, but to someone else like, 不好喝，我不喜欢这个 taste. But you will say like, oh, this rice got 粒粒分明 or not? Actually, 粒粒分明 is very important to me. So when I hear that you tell me the rice is mushy, right, I'm not going for the chicken rice anymore. So that kind of thing. And then if you tell me the chili is interesting, chili is very important to me. But versus someone who doesn't really take much chili in the chicken rice, it might not matter to them. So I think that way of breaking down really lets you, in a way, visualize it in your mouth. I don't know what's the word for that. But you can almost like
review as before you make a trip down.
Correct.
But this is the internet. There's all different kind of people. Some people just want to, you just say nice or not nice lah. Then
correct.
Isn't it bound to fail? Cause you don't know my taste. You don't know what you're looking at. You just want to nice or not. And then even if you are with my taste, right, cannot be 10 out of 10 things, right, all you with my taste on. Right? The people take that to deem your credibility.
It's like every time we talk about, okay lah, among guys lah, my friends 在讲，最近跟那个女的出门还是什么，讲chill 嘛，他讲我怎么懂 chill 是什么？
对 it's a very crude example, but isn't this is just like it, right?
Like 高矮胖瘦, I don't know which profile you like lah in the thing.
This is subjective. This is subjective.
So when you describe it at length, it's really to let the person decide for themselves whether this is the kind of flavor profile they like.
And when you know a little bit, you don't have to be like super into the dish. I don't know a lot about the Nasi Lemak. But when you know a little bit, right, it makes the enjoyment so much more. Because you know exactly what you are buying. Like I want the chili is the Assam very strong one. I want the Lemak, not Lemak one. Then you go to the right place lah.
So I want to ask you, this one do you think it's the old school one? I feel it's old school one.
I think it's old school one.
Oh, the rice is quite gao. Like I eat the rice, I will wobble a bit on it.
So like you cannot imagine eating 2 plates of the rice.
No. I think half a plate is just nice actually to me. But the chicken wing I really like. Though it's a bit over salted, but the crunch and everything comes together.
Okay, I think overheated lah. I think I wouldn't say.
I love the term overhated.
I wouldn't say it's bad.
It's overhated, not overrated lah. Depends on which camp you come from. I need a kopi, bro. You go for kopi can or?
So now it's time to bring Hong to Cafe O'Clock, where we will decide our favorite dish of the day. We'll see you guys there. We are now at Canopy at Jurong Lake Gardens, and it's really pretty around here. Me and Hong just went to walk about just a little bit just now.
And the sun just came out, so very nice. Especially when the sun is nice. But the architecture is
damn nice. And it's a nice cloudy day. It's not say too hot, but it's not better than aircon, so we're inside.
And it's time for kopi ting tiam.
So we have the iced long black and iced latte.
Cheers, I want cheers. Cheers. Have you had your kopi? I have a confession. When I see you eat the food, right? Sometimes I'm not really like keen to go down and try one. But every time I see you drink kopi, right, I'm like, wow, 我想去喝那杯咖啡。有那个感觉 right? Because I'm a caffeine addict like you.
We started with the Nana's homemade curry, something that is somehow coincidentally in both our childhood. I find it very, very funny, especially after the intro.
East and West some more.
And the outlet that first got famous is in Bukit Merah. So it's in the middle. That's their flagship. But anyway, I found it to be super nostalgic, super familiar, something that I had for a very long time. And even after all this while, and going down the foodie route, I think it still holds up. I think I will be hard pressed to find a nicer mutton curry in Singapore.
I just have to say that I think on hindsight, right? I think Chinese mutton curry is quite rare. And like what I said about the curry, right? I think the profile of their curry is so unique that I can even identify on a blind tasting. Do you think you'll be able to do that?
I think so.
Right.
I think so.
The profile is just very, very...
The first mouthful already like, wow, all the memories all coming back.
回忆过去，娜娜的 curry 我还要。
我们很昂stop.
Sorry. What leveled up my childhood experience of Nana curry was the introduction of the Enaq Prata. Dude, that pairing, I judge you lah. Honestly, I judge you. But then I had it, I was like, wow, that is what the Bedok outlet is missing. The Enaq Prata beside.
A bit unfair lah. A bit unfair.
But good lah, the combi. Good, really.
A good prata can only be made better by a good curry. Even in like Indian Muslim shops, right? I like to go and order their curry. As in like a chicken masala or a different kind of curry.
A curry dish basically. You will pay for it, right?
Yeah. And then add more protein to the prata.
True.
To make it better. Just so that Nana curry is something that I really, really like. And the profile somehow really works with prata.
Yeah. And 没有羊骚味.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit quite rare.
Very tame.
I
very
didn't taste any gaminess in
Yeah.
in that mutton curry.
And then we moved on to the second spot of the day, El Amaan for Kampung fried rice and butter chicken. Not the best fried rice.
But I think it reminded me of the fried rice that I like to order last time. I actually like to order Kampung fried rice because it's spicy. Like in Chinese fried rice, it's normally not spicy unless you order sambal. But sambal has that flavor profile that you may or may not want. Yeah. But that one is more on like chili padi cut into it, fried kind of thing lah.
I really like how it's seasoned. Like the saltiness of the ikan bilis, right? Actually do a lot for the fried rice.
Yeah.
But like we say, the texture of the rice not that great. But I really like butter chicken on rice. I think it still goes super well. I like this kind of thick gravy with the rice.
This is the Indian version of like kai fan, maybe. You know, we got fried rice, then you put like some sauced protein on the side.
So the sauce consistency is a bit like salted egg.
Yes.
So like a bit of creamy onto rice, right? I really enjoy it.
Quite works. I think you really like the mix random stuff together as per your preference, which means you know your palate quite well. Yeah. You know what you like quite well.
Yeah. I'm not confident in a lot of things. Like I'm not confident in like knowing a lot about food or like what being a content creation. But what I'm very confident of is I like what I like. Whether I can convey that to the audience is another challenge.
Right.
But on the base, right, I need to know for sure what I like. Yeah. True. And that comes from a lot of experimentations from the stories that I've told. And then lastly, we ended with almost the first YouTube video I'm gonna make. Almost, but as with any YouTube video or any outing, any food outing in Singapore, there's gonna be that closed hawker stall. It's a very cliche story. You all probably have had that story before.
Can I ask, is it it's supposed to be open today, like according to Google Maps, but 东主有喜, don't know what happened, the person not around lah.
Hopefully it's nothing serious. Cause
true.
Unfortunately for hawker stalls, when they don't open when they are supposed to open, it's tough. Hawker is a very tough job. I repeat that a lot of times. It's tough, hard labor, it's in front of the heat. It's just not great on the human body. But let's not go into there. We go into the overhated.
Not overheat, not overrate, overheat, not overhated.
Boon Lay Pl Nasi Lemak. Okay
good. I would say it's a good plate of Nasi Lemak. I think it's a good plate.
Okay, we pack it. What is the average Nasi Lemak? I would say it's like crave.
I wanted to say crave. Okay, to be honest, I prefer crave Nasi Lemak.
Okay.
To Boon Lay Pl Nasi Lemak. It might be quite high praise for a outlet type of shop, but what I like about it is the basmati rice and the fragrance of the rice. I feel that it's like, 哇，你一开始就the Nasi Lemak, you perform. Come on. This one I find lacking in that because I think olfactory sense is also quite important. In 色香味俱全嘛. But the chicken wing, I think they did a very good job. I quite like the chicken wing. Then a bit salty overall. But like what you rightfully mentioned, I think the sambal was quite a nice touch. Yeah.
Okay. I put you on the spot now.
Okay.
1 plate I'll work for the dish, 2 plates I'll take a bus for the dish, and 3 plates I'll go anywhere for the dish. And Boon Lay Pl Nasi Lemak is
1 plate.
Oh, snap call.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. 1 plate. Yeah.
Okay, you heard it first. He said
1 plate. To me, 1 plate. Really. I will not go further for it lah. Basically.
Okay, that's fair.
But you need to know I won't travel a lot for food.
Hey, you travel the whole of Singapore.
But not for food, right? Not for food, bro.
You go the different places, don't have food, man.
Have lah. Yeah.
Of the 3 dishes today, if there is one dish that will make you come to Pulau Jurong to take your passport,
3B roll for the food. Nana curry plus Enaq prata. Okay, so Nana curry, Bedok also have, right? But Nana curry plus Enaq prata, right, really unlock the next level of enjoyment. Yeah, it's if the world was ending, like a bit last meal on earth, I might choose that one. That kind of thing. Yeah, because I'm a big fan of curry, by the way. Some of my favorite food is like curry.
You're not saying of the 3 today. You're saying
It's
the
like
all time.
overall, yeah. I really, really enjoyed.
God.
Hey, you imagine,
Yeah.
visualize this with me.
Yeah.
So imagine last time you like this curry, then the curry sort of like turned bad. Like I said, the chicken curry at the Bedok Nana one is 辣到有点苦,
Yeah.
a bit over already.
Yeah.
So today what you showed me, right, was what it was before,
Wow.
and then plus you layer another prata on top. Anything with prata is just better. Ice cream prata rocks, by the way.
Yeah.
Ice cream prata absolutely rocks.
Yeah.
So it's like you corrected my childhood memory, plus you add one more layer of dream.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, curry wet dream. Really, I think.
You spoiled the moment. Walao. It was such a good moment. What the hell?
But all honesty, that one takes the cake for me. Yeah, 没有的 fight. But to be fair, I haven't had the Bedok outlet for a while. Maybe they changed again or something.
But they're still there lah.
Yeah, I think so. I just searched this morning. Yeah.
For me as well, I would, of the 3 lah, I think the Nana holds up the best. Because all these dishes, like I said, the intro is held by a younger Alderic. And now, even after eating more extensively, I think the Nana curry is still very competitive. And then having it with a good prata is just semi-cheat code. You get really, something really good from one domain and then you add it to another domain. And it works so well.
Okay, you want to wrap up or not?
Yeah, so...
You talk about first impressions, huh? Alright.
Oh, right, we haven't said yet. Oh, okay, so before we end the video, please, your first impression of me.
Okay, this is feeling like a first date video or pre-wedding interview.
I don't know whether I want to listen. Should I tiam tiam?
No. You should. I also don't know what I want to say. I don't have a formed thought in my mind. I'm just gonna say as I imagine.
Yeah.
So my first impression of you, right, was that like I feel like 你没有杀伤力 like that. I feel like you are the kind of people who mean no harm. I feel like you are very single track on food. And you are very clear and kind of like a purist type of character. But I also feel like you're very introvert type. Yeah. Which is nice because like when introverts open up to you, you know that they really vibe with you. Cause they only make exceptions when they meet people. Yeah. That's what I feel lah. Like you see me talking to you, right? It doesn't mean I like you very much. Just like I just talk to everyone.
Yo, you heard it here first.
I have to be very honest.
All your viewers think back to that. Oh, the time I say hi to HongisBored.
Yeah, I'm generally friendly. Yeah. So that was my first impression of you. So after knowing you, I feel like you're really a very pure-minded person. In the sense that you know what you want and you are chasing after it, like getting better at your craft. A bit like the swordsman that, sharpen the blade for 5-10 years just to make sure that the sharpening skills are there. That kind of
I see.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Did you have the same impression?
Yeah, you
I would say quite accurate, maybe.
Is it? What am I lacking?
Introvert, yes. I would say I'm introvert, but I spend a lot of effort to brush up social skills. Cause like for the introverts watching this, right? Just because you're an introvert doesn't mean that you just stay in your cave your whole life. When it comes to it, right, you need to know how to hold a conversation and speak up.
Yeah.
And then what else you say? Pure-minded. As of this,
you have a very strong focus. I think you are laser focused on pursuing the path that you have set for yourself.
Yeah.
And you are not easily distracted. Because a lot of people can put you down, can say like, hey, why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? That makes more money. Why don't you do that? That gets you more attention. But you know what you want and you are clear enough to ignore these comments at the side to go for what you want. I think I'm easily distracted. I'm on the other hand. Yeah, but my sister tried to rein me in. I'm like a horse, I see the grass side. Which is a trait that I think needs to be cherished. Yeah.
There's positives to both sides. It's nice to be driven like you, to like act on opportunities.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
If it hints to what I said earlier, the reason behind being this focus is that food is very meaningful to me. At that point of time where I said earlier that things were not that good, right? Like food is the thing that brought everything back together to me. Like I feel like life worth living. Wherever bad things happen or whatever may happen in life, right? When you have that meal again at the end of the day that is like truly delicious, right? It's so reinvigorating. It's so nice. It's so enjoyable. So, thank you for sharing that and thank you for coming on today's episode, my first ever collab.
Thank you.
Please check out his channel if you're interested in exploring, adventuring around Singapore and probably more with your upcoming content.
Yeah.
I don't think this will be our last collab video.
No, I don't think
So maybe the return one will be on his channel.
Yeah.
Back on his channel. We'll
Yeah.
think about what to do. If you have ideas for us, please comment down below. But for now, thank you for watching.
Come here and remember to subscribe.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.